Thank you. Now, Mr. Bush is going to take us with a few words to kick off the first ever State of the District address for the Weiser School District. Mr. Bush.
Thank you for being here this morning. I was telling a couple people on my way in, I didn't know that we had a school full of ice skaters. But we're here, so we must. Congratulations for getting here. Hopefully everybody got here safe. I just wanted to take some time to thank you for a good first half of our school year. Thank Mr. Dewlen for what he's doing. We may have had some snafus, but he covered them up well. And for your entrance, you must have left your bodyguards at home. You didn't really care what the mob did to you.
Hey, I'm safe here.
Yeah. We're here for the kids. Moving forward, if you go to our board meetings, watch our board meetings, we're going to ask that question a lot. How does this question, whatever we're addressing, how does that help the kids? Moving towards that direction is the best for our kids, and that's why you're here. And that's why I'm where I'm at, and Mr. Dewlen's where he's at. And with that common goal, I look forward to working with you and serving all that I can, and appreciate all that you do. Thank you.
Okay, I'll be remiss if I didn't give a few introductions. So from the mayor's office, Natasha's here with us from the city. It's a pleasure. And followed by Mr. Kevin Weiser's here, representing the community as well as the Booster Club. And having in front of me, and I'm sorry because I get to talking, I might even spit a little bit, so don't hold that against me. Exactly. Mr. Brush, our chairman. Mr. Brush, go ahead. Our vice chairman is not here, but it's Mr. LaRue. Our treasurer, Mrs. Price. And welcome to our new board members, Mr. John Walker and Mrs. Williams.
So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, are you ready? Yes! I said, are you ready? And for the hundreds in attendance and the thousands in other districts in which they were part of us, I want to personally welcome you to the first, maybe it'll be an annual thing next year, but it's never an annual thing the first time. It's the first Weiser School District State of the District. Let's go!
That was your cue for this projector. We didn't rehearse this, but... While we're getting that ready, let's get something off our chest. Because I know it's just burning you up inside. Why did we have a snow day 2 days ago? I'm glad you asked me, Mr. Fitch. I'll believe me, I've had my butt chewed by the best, so it's okay. Our protocol was this: 4:45 in the morning to about 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm on the phone with May. May's out driving around, checking the roads, giving me an update, giving me a report. Based off of that report, I then turn and call the chairman, which we talked that morning of the Snowmageddon Part 2, I guess. But we did talk, and May said at that time, at 5 o'clock, everything was clear. Now please remember that I only have a short time period to make a call before you think we got chewed out. It would have been worse if it had been 6:45 or even 6 o'clock. Hey, we got to cancel school today. Well, I probably wouldn't be standing up here. But we got a very small, it's called a sweet spot. We got a very, very short period of time to make the call, yea or nay. So at 5:30, 5:40, we said, no, we're going to go to school. Well then, all heck broke loose. So that's the protocol. What can we do better? Well, I'm glad you asked me that too, Mr. Fitch. And you know you're right in my eyesight, right? So, okay, let me go over here. All right, Amy. Kim, yes, Kim. What can we do better? Well, we can take another step. We can look at the incoming forecast. But still, remember, it's a very short time period that we have to make that call. Here's the bottom line. We're not going to please all the people all the time. And believe me, I've got an email, I got a file full of emails that says that. Okay. Questions? We'll have questions at the end, so hold all your questions at the end. I have a note taker, so we'll keep notes and questions. If we don't know, we'll get back to you. All my administrators are here, the board's here, and behind my administrators is the director. So if we don't know it, we're probably in the wrong business. All right, moving right along. Slide. So, and Mr. Bush hit on it, and you know, I think that the honeymoon phase is probably over in reference to leadership. So we're going to start building now. We're going to start tying in everything we do on a daily basis to being responsible citizens and promoting high achievement amongst our students. If we're not in it for that, again, we probably need to find a new job. And then that leads up to our vision, which, as you know, is to be the highest scoring school in rural district in Idaho. And then I want to tell you, when we get there, I'm taking rule off. We're going to take rule off. Why just keep it a rule? Let's go. Let's go. All right, move right along. On the way out, you can vote for Ken. I have no idea what I'm running for, but you can vote for Ken. Okay. All right. Let me stay here for a second. And my hat's off to everybody in here, including the board, and parents that are at home, students that are at home, because, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's about. And our school district got kudos from Mr. Ryan Cantrell, the number 2, right under Debbie Critchfield, our superintendent of schools. He said, Ken, if you're carrying a 91% ADA going into the second semester, you guys are doing the right thing. Well, look at ours right now. We've averaged from August to January 93.3. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. You can read the slide. But do we have some bad days? Sure. Snow days. The other day, 100 missing from middle school, 100 missing from high school. And that's okay. Because as you know, there's some extra hours built in, and we have that covered. But you should pat yourself on the back, because this is what it's about. This is saying we're doing the right things. Parents are doing the right thing for getting their kids to school, and you are doing the right things by instructing them to the best of your ability. So it's a good thing. And you can see our total enrollment. This was as of 2 days ago, 1536. Now you know we started out about 1,600-ish at the first of the year, but ebb and flow. But we've been holding steady about 1536 to 1544, 1545 every week. I send the report to the board. Now before I go on, I want to tell you that some of these slides are going to be eye charts. But I don't want you to really look at them for the data. Listen to me as I tell you what's on them, because I wanted to limit myself to 10 slides, and I don't want to take about 45 minutes of your time this morning, because I know we all got things to do. But I wanted to tell you and I wanted to show you the great things that have been going on in the Weiser School District since August. With that said, slide. So right, wrong, or indifferent, I broke it down with four topics. The first topic is academics. Why? Because it's most important. That's why. That's what's going to produce stellar citizens for our society for the future to come. It's academics. So, if you'll bear with me, this first slide has middle school, I believe, and they're all mixed up because it's not an individual school thing, it's a team thing. It's what we bring to the fight together. It's why we're here today, just to talk about and to look at what we've done as a team for these first 6 months in the school year. So, without further ado, students in the middle school has created a flyer that's now used by the recreation department. And that's huge. We have middle school students who are creating flyers that are used at the city level and probably above. Again, same thing. The Weiser Middle School paw prints is huge.
You're good.
Okay, thanks.
You're good.
We're good? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sorry. I had to start all over. Okay, move right along. Over 20 girls attended the Tech Girls Trip to College of Idaho. Now, see, these are things that are above and beyond. These are things that the school has done, and that's what makes me so proud as we sit around the Ad Council on Tuesday mornings and we go around and they just talk about things that are above and beyond. They talk about things that they've done or that they're doing that really things outside the box, and I think that speaks volumes for the whole district because we're not going to go back. We can only go forward, and we're not going to stay in a rut. A rut's a grave with both ends kicked out of it. You're not going anywhere. We're going north, and my suggestion is, Go with us, or you're going to get left behind. So, academic team competed on a monthly basis. Last week was canceled because Parma closed before we did, but they go and they compete in questions. Again, building capacity for their futures. In February, Science Bowl, you can read it. 12 students will go to Boise. That happens every year, but it gets more and more students go there every year. And the word's getting out, and it's really a great thing for our district. The RTI program is continuing to grow at the middle school, and they're starting to really look at, and which we really should all start to look at, rewarding the positive behavior, because heaven forbid that we report the positive behavior as much as we look at the negative behavior. You know what I'm saying? Because as we know, kids will respond better. Kids will act better if we support and if we recognize positive behavior. So that's what you see there at the Wolverine store, and they can earn bucks throughout the month, and then some different time periods they open the store up. They can spend their bucks for different items. It's about ISAT time again, and so daily questions will be coming out again, leading into that being a responsible citizen. Super Bowl with Karen, you guys know more about than I do, but it's coming. It's where they collect canned goods for the needy, which is a great opportunity to get out to the community. You see up there, IXL and iStation are their platforms for interventions. And the bottom line is the middle school is doing great things as it relates to academics. Slide. And it's just not at the middle school. I know you know what these addresses are for. These addresses are for to point out the good things that we're doing, and then the last slide will be, where are we going? We've done all this in the past 6 months. Where are we going for the next 6 months? Hold that thought, Mr. Fitch. I know, it's kind of going to go. I don't know. You can see academics apart, 60%. I'm not very good at math in private or public, but that's pretty good, 60%. That's over half have met their reading and math goals for ISAP. Fifth graders, 73%. So hats off to what's going on at the middle school and what's going on at Park in reference to academics. Students are on trucks. Why is it so good for kids that have buy-in now? They have buy-in because now, thanks to Mrs. Winston and her staff, it's a day in which they get to sign this big document that mirrors being signed to a college team at a high school. So everybody's there, there's cameras there, and they get to sign when they've met their goal for that program. It's a great thing that's going on at Park. Parents now have access to look at student progress. This is a pioneer, so Dave started this with his staff. Parents can now go out and they can see everything that their students are doing. They can track their progress with AR, with math, with reading, and of course our iStation. At Pioneer, they'll be hosting the Reading Week this year, as always in February, and this year the theme is space. Now this next bullet I want to talk about a little bit is something that I don't know that's ever been done before, may have been, but it's huge. You heard the Wonders curriculum. Well, Wonders is being done also in other school districts, Homedale, other districts around us. So Dave has reached out to other teachers and other administrators in other schools, and now we have teachers that are traveling to different schools and seeing how they teach that specific lesson or that specific curriculum in the school. Again, a huge thing that I don't think has ever been done before, so my hat's off to you. 3 students have let's move to Indian Head. Now, I tell you, Indian Head, they're doing some things up there that have never been done before either. I'm talking about pancake breakfasts. Breakfasts? Pancakes. But every time we come to an ad council, every time we get the opportunity, I'll let Jeff talk about what's going on in Indian Head. Because so many times that school has gotten left behind in the past. But not anymore. That school was just as important, or even more important than our other four. Why? Because they need a little more love to help them reach their potential to again be citizens of our great citizens for our society. So you can see up there 2 different field trips: one to Micron Ed Center at CWI, and one to the hydro facility. You can't laugh at yourself. Who can you laugh at besides Sean Thompson? You shouldn't sit in the front, son. But if you look at all these things that are going on, it adds up to, and it incorporates with building citizens for our community, building citizens to go out and get a good job when they get out of school, going to see these different venues and saying, "Wow, can I do this someday?" Absolutely, absolutely. One student was accepted to the Idaho Youth Challenge Program in Pierce, Idaho. Again, that's an accomplishment because some students don't get in. You know, I think we know it's military based, which, man, I would love to have been up there, but it's too cold. So again, great things going on at Park, Pioneer, and Indian Head as it relates to academics. I couldn't list everything that we're doing. It would be 20 more slides. You'd be bored. I'd be mad. Have to go to the bathroom probably, and we would just be. But I think we're gonna get a good snapshot of what we're doing, what we've done in the district, and what we're doing. Next slide, please. Okay, I'm gonna stay here for a minute because, and I don't even know the total, but if we added it up, the total money saved by the professionalism, the expertise, and the wherewithal of Mike Thatcher and Eric Pfeiffer in reference projects. They have done things that have saved us thousands. Example. We needed a new foyer at this middle school gym for years. Foyer, whatever. So what they do, him and his team, they demolished it themselves, saving us about $5,000. That's unheard of in other districts. But that's the team we have, our maintenance team that we have here in the Weiser School District. And you'll, go ahead, yeah. You'll notice this summer, one of my first tasks I wanted to take on was taking some of the plant facility money that our taxpayers approved that levy and go out and do some work to our parking lots. And we did exactly that. I trusted, it was a stripe, help me out with the name. Fred Ruiz, local guy, loved to use local talent. And he was honest with me. He said, "I wouldn't do this because you're going to waste your money. It's too far gone. But here, we can seal, we can coat, we can stripe in the last couple of years. It's just now we've got to get on a maintenance cycle. We got to go in, we got to see what can we do to be good stewards and to continue to have parking lots that are safe and secure for our students and staff." As you can see, we put new carpet throughout some rooms in the district. So if you're a recipient of that, please take care of that, and I know you will. But there's more carpet coming. New blinds, new HVAC in the shuttle class in middle school. You guys can read us something going along. New foyer, we're talking about that. New kitchen floor at Park. For years, they couldn't get up to the proper cooking areas or dishwashing areas because the floor was all messed up. So again, Michael and Eric put a new floor in, saving us probably $15,000 besides going out to a contractor. New bathrooms in the middle school gym. Again, Michael and Eric upgraded the bathrooms. Formica's in there. It matches the stall doors. I mean, it's beautiful. Upgraded to the heating system at the middle school gym. For years, those fans have not worked on. Where's Lindsay Gibson at? She's saying, yeah. Those fans have, well, you've been in basketball games and you just sweated your tail off or froze your rear end off, right? So now, I'd probably say about a month out, having those fans work correctly. They haven't in years. Those fans work correctly. Now it's going to be presentable to go watch a game in the middle school gym. As you know, we had part of our fence taken out on the 7th side street of Pioneer. And if you remember, it was a 4-foot fence. We're going to replace the 4-foot fence with a 6-foot fence along with the Glen House. So it's all standardized. It's going to be 6-foot fence all around there. As well as Michael and Eric put a gate on the 6th Street side, between those apartments complexes, because as you know, they let their dogs run loose and there's stuff all over our students are out there having recess. So now there's a gate there, there's a lock on the gate. We shouldn't have that problem. If somebody cuts that gate, we got to fix for that too. So I'm just going to tell you, it's out there as well. New staff bathroom to the high school. Michael and Eric again went in and redid the bathroom, saving probably 10 grand. New cameras here and at the middle school. Some of them needed for years. We had some spots that weren't covered. We got those spots covered now, blind spots. As you know, we updated our emergency procedures. We've even met with the city one time, the board, Mr. LaRue and Mr. Brush and I, with all the key players in the city. We've got to get a better handle with the communication with the city in reference to, and God forbid that something happens like happened, in Sandy Hook or those other places, that we have a no kidding a plan that we're all on the same sheet of music as we roll into that. So we had our first meeting. There's another meeting to follow, and then we're going to do a mock drill in which some school will be evacuated, and we'll go through that whole process. Bus drivers will go pick them up, and we'll go down to the vent, or we'll go to a place where the parents can pick their kids up. So that's coming in the spring. $1,500 awarded to from the Elks Club to the middle school. I think they're going to use them to football helmets, if I remember correctly, right? So again, going out the bottom line is we're thinking outside the box. We're not doing what we've always done before. We're thinking in the future, and we're doing new and great things. $500 grant to, I think, Kristen Dickerson and the middle school to go to take her PE class at Top Golf. Unheard of in the past. Unheard of, so hats off to you. And again, the last bullet, we're still having a problem at Pioneer on the 7th Street side, where people are pulling in, 6th Street thinking, people are pulling in and dropping their kids off. Well, the sign says, do not pull in there and drop your student off. So now we're going to get a cable, and we're going to ask the custodians to take it down and put it up at the appropriate times. They won't be able to pull in there anymore and drop their students off. Internet was improved by Sean Thompson at the Indian Head, spot on. But for a minute or two, let's talk about the next two topics, phase 1 and phase 2 of the Securing Our Future grant. Right? It's from the state. You've heard me talk about it before, and I think, I hope it's not a strategy. We are just about there. They say I've been told by the contractor that at the end of this month that we will start seeing progress with our door buzzers. Everybody's going to get a buzzer for the front door, and then some other things throughout the school. That's supposed to start at the end of the month. Now, phase 2 is a little bigger project, around to the tune of $200,000 per project. And what we'd like to do is get new PA systems in every school. And I think we can do that with $200,000 for all schools. So that tells me if that's one project, we'll put another project in for $200,000, which is going to be, we're going to try to key fob every external door in our district. If you ask yourself why, it's because everybody and their brother has a key to my gyms. And it's a safety, it's a safety to begin with. But we're going to try to get all the external doors key fobbed. So that's phase 2. Then if you look at the CTE grant, we've got a plan we're going to submit soon that's going to build onto all of our CTE programs in the high school. From ag to FFA to auto to everything. And but that comes to the price of about $2 million we're going to put a grant in for. But with that said, they're not giving the money away because you have to have a reason, but they are enhancing the CTE capabilities at schools. Because if you know, that's one thing that Debbie Critchfield set up here last year and she ran on. I'm a CTE advocate. I want to see CTE grow, and that's what we're seeing. So we're going to put a grant in to with the high school and the CTE folks to try to get that money to enhance our CTE capabilities. Because believe it or not, I know it's going to be a shock to you. Every kid's not going to go to college, right? So what are we going to do? We have to have other avenues for them to pursue. CTE. I'm a CTE guy by trade. I love CTE. Career and technical education. It's the way of the future. In rural Idaho, that's the way of the future. So if we don't get on board and if we don't become part of it, again, we're going to get left behind. And we're not going to get left behind as long as I'm sitting here on that. My wife's going to say, how many times did you say, I think about 7. I'll stop. 7. We'll go 7. 7, honey. We're going to get new trainers at the district office. So many times throughout the years, and it's just not here, it's all over in education, they forget about the district office. They forget about taking care of the district office. So I've got a quote out there, already shared with the board. The quote, for $25,000, we'll be able to get some cameras for the district office. There'll be a system that Raleigh will run, whoever's in the front office, to let people in and out based off a buzzer system. So if Mr. Brush makes me mad someday, wants to get in, I won't let him in. But then I'll be fired, so I think I'll let him in. All right, fair enough. That was kind of dorky, but let's take a few minutes to talk about the great job that Misty's doing and Rachel Thatcher doing in the food service area. So not only did they bring smart snacks to the middle school and the high school to sell, not only did they get 4 new dishwashers at every school, not only do they're talking to Domino's Pizza about bringing pizza in one day a month maybe to augment the meal that's already being served, and they also got their own Facebook site now that all menus are being posted. And so Misty, my hats off to you guys. You're doing a great job. And if you want something, if you want something different in food, email her. Email me. We'll make it happen. As long as it's not illegal, immoral, or unethical, let's do it. Let's see how it goes. And believe me, food, you know this, food is a morale enhancer. When I went down range, everybody's depressed, I'm away from my family, blah, 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 down range, deployed. Everybody's frustrated. But you fire up the MK, you fire up the kitchen, you have a hot meal, and like Kyle always says, when you break bread together, that means something. That's a morale enhancer, a morale booster. Now I know you're saying, well, all our kids get is peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Well, that's going to change. Because we have somebody at the helm that believes the same way I do about enhancing the food operation in our district. So I want you, this last bullet, so you're thinking, man, we're doing great here. We got these new board members, what are they doing? What are they doing to help out the district? Well, I'm glad you asked me, because you can see it up there. We're going to get some training on January 25th, all-day training from Dr. Phil Gore, who's a guru with ISBA. He's wrote some books. He's been all around the world to talk about the relationship that the board had with the superintendent, vice versa, but also the relationship the board has with the community. So we're looking forward to it. I just want you to know that we are trying and we are firing on all cylinders, from the top all the way down to the student level. We are trying to do the right things. And if we're not, you know my email. Again, we're firing on all cylinders, and I believe we're moving in the right direction. Next slide. Okay. We've had a great year thus far with athletics. Over 250 student athletes are in our school district between the middle school and the high school. As you know, the high school finished 3rd in the state. Girls cross country finished 4th. The marching band took 1st in every category, every category in Boise State. Now this next bullet is about the football field and about the soccer field. Hats off to both for working with the city and the city working with us, because it's presentable, it looks good, and you know what well as I do, if a student athlete can play on a field that looks good and they feel good about it, they're probably going to do just a little bit better than they might have. So the lawns look great, but also kudos to our lawn folks. Again, our maintenance folks they're outstanding. Our food folks are outstanding, and our lawn folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lady that leads our lawn folks, Marcy, who's a certified electrician. We stole her from let's go, Hada. That don't sound right, does it? Hada. Caliente, huh? From Hada Electric, that not only does she know lawns and how fertilizer and stuff works, she can also do electrical work for us. So again, hats off to you. If you haven't looked around, we're putting people in place that know their job, that love their job, and they want to do the best they can do on a daily basis. 7th grade football finished first in the SRB, 8th grade finished second, and 8th grade girls basketball finished second in the SRB. We continue, sometimes more than we want to, but I continue to talk to Ken sometimes every other day about our relationship, and we're growing that, and it's a good relationship with the city rec about what they're doing, we're able to allow them what they're doing in our buildings. And we had a meeting yesterday. I had a meeting with Natasha from the city and Mike Campbell about the way ahead, about some different things. And just for your FYI, we're going to have a meeting once a month because we have to have clear communication with our stakeholders. So I believe in 3 things. You've heard me say this before: communication, transparency, and last one that I love, accountability. Slide, please. So again, WSD and the community continue to show great pride through our programs. And I think that's why I thank you that are here today, the ones that it wasn't mandatory for. Thank you for coming out on this cold and icy day. So, again, I couldn't list everything I've done in the last 6 months, but that was a recap of, I think I hit everybody. If I did, my wife told me to say this: you're going to miss somebody. If I miss somebody, I'm sorry. Tell me, I'll give you a shout out district-wide if there's something you did that we didn't get on there. But as you know, I only had 10 slides, and I wanted to capture what we could capture under those 4 different categories. So where are we going? Where are we going in the next 6 months? Well, I can tell you right now, Drew and his team has been busy trying to get our accreditation for the high school again. He's going to meet this afternoon, and they're going to stay here, I think, until they get some things ironed out, which is great. How many of you have seen the scoreboard at Payette? Beautiful, isn't it? What would you say if we were able to do that here? Well, with Bo's knowledge base, Bo's expertise in that program and in that type of scoreboard, we may have an opportunity. We may have an opportunity to do that, and then take the old one and move it up to the soccer field where we can see scores up there as well. So again, I believe from the bottom of my heart that we're moving in the right direction. Soccer, we want to fence off the soccer field because I know it's not always about money, but it is in reference to athletics, in reference to things that you can get money for people to come watch. We're our worst enemies as far as soccer is concerned. We have no way to monitor that, no way to funnel folks to pay. They can just sit outside and watch it. Well, we're going to try to change that. Not to be ugly, not to be naughty, just to get what our kids in our district deserves. Other districts are doing it. Other districts are charging way more than we ever thought about charging. So we're looking at that. Again, Jeff and the folks up at Indian Head and Jared doing great things. 2 to 4 students have already graduated, and they're looking for more students to graduate in the upcoming months. And again, that's because he's not sitting back on his haunches, letting them do what they want to do. Him and Jerry are pushing, they're prodding them, they're getting to do the right things so they can get a diploma and go on to be go on to be good for the society. New computers up there. They're talking about redoing some different spaces that they have. How many of you know we don't own that building? We don't own the Indian Head. So we got to be very careful with what we do and not to do anything in there that would alter how it looks. But it does need to be a working place for Jerry and Jeff. Family math night's coming up. We do it every year, but I guarantee it'll be different this year because Dave's in charge. I don't know if that's good or bad, but wait and see, you said. Family or a field trip, we do it every year, but again, that's a great thing. But something different this year. They're going to museums in Boise. They're going to the zoo in Boise. And barbecue field day is always a great hit. But this year, when we do a barbecue, it's going to be a real barbecue. I don't want to warm up hamburgers. I want to smell barbecue when I walk in, okay? All right. I don't know where that came from. That's squirrel. We're just about done. Oh, right on time, too. Thanks, Mike. Next bullet. We will, and we have been thinking about how to rework our food. How to better enhance the food at the high school so more kids stay here and eat lunch. I've heard story after story after story about how they used to be just grows the students wanting to eat. Well, I can tell you, there's a brand new salad bar coming, just like the middle school salad bar. So we'll have a full salad bar coming as soon as we order it and get it here. So that's one good thing that's coming. Scratch cooking. Again, we all remember why we're in this boat, because of Michelle Obama and eating healthy and all that good stuff. And that's fine, but there are things that we can do to enhance and still maintain operating those parameters that we're given by the state. Am I right, Misty? So some more things upcoming. Misty's talked about, and food folks have talked about a school garden. So wouldn't it be neat someday if we could make, and we could produce, and we could cook, and we could serve what we grow? Talk about that whole cycle. That'd be huge, and I think that's what they're thinking about doing. Michael and his team wants to redo the high school student bathrooms, Drew, because of course he wouldn't be in there, but they need some help. Pioneer gets a new kitchen floor, just like we did at Park. That Pioneer kitchen floor is horrible. It's coming up. It's kind of a safety violation, so we need something better for our food service workers. Michael and his team wants to redo the old gym locker room. New PD's coming. Talked to Kyla yesterday. It's Kyla's idea. Give all the credit to Kyla. She's talking about getting Officer Gomez here. You know Officer Gomez? He runs a blog about the latest and greatest things going on with students and faculty. We've talked about having a fun day PD. Now, if you ask yourself, what does that mean? Well, we have some different ideas, but we're open. But the Barb mentioned it yesterday that Payette did this, where on a PD day, maybe at the end of the year, different classes are set up. And one thing comes to mind, maybe we have a fly fish class by Schrolik. Maybe we have, I should have told you before. But just some different ideas about some fun things to do before we break out for the summer. Because if you haven't noticed me yet, I'm all about morale. I'm all about enhancing and maintaining the morale of our students in the school. Baseball dugouts, don't know if you've seen them. They need some help. Press box, don't know if you've been in it or seen it, but it needs some help. So I'm going to work with Bo, we're going to work with the maintenance guys and try to get those things fixed. We have a new way of teaching driver's education. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Drew, but now we're able to tap in and use, is it launch money? Is that what it's called? What the funds? Oh, thank you. Advanced Opportunity Funds, which creates a better way for us to do business, which will help our drivers out better, and it will also help out the program in reference to they'll get a credit for taking the class. I don't think they've got a credit before, have they? So new things coming there. I want to say one more thing before I get to my last bullet. I don't know if you've seen that the Family Motors, is that what it's called, Family Motors, or what's it called? What was it before though? Hometown Motors is gone. There's a new sheriff in town, Smith's Motor Group. I've met with him twice, including yesterday, and I'm not going to let the cat out of the hat yet. But they want to do something huge for the school district. And of course, Kyla, myself, and Barb was kind of like Pavlov's dogs, you know. But what they want to do for us, and you can read into that if you want to, but I'm not going to tell you yet. But it's coming. They want to be a part of the community. They're sticking a hand out of friendship, and we're going to see something. Did I say it? Excuse me, I said I'm still on my talk. It's still my time. All right. Last but not least. I'll go back to the high school. Hold on, Mike. Academics. Because my wife said, you have notes to talk about? And I said, I wrote this, right? I know what they say. Number one bullet. And again, I'm a CTE guy. I taught this at the Idaho Department of Juvenile Corrections. I taught this at Sawtooth Middle School, and we're doing it here. We've been doing it here. But we don't talk about it, and we need to start talking about it. Because this is just important. It falls under CTE, but this is just important as every other program that we do. So look, 95% of our students in the business tech class now are Microsoft Office certified basic, probably, right? Basic. There's two other things they can get. They can get a medium, and then they can get a higher certification in that. That's where you got to start. Because you know our future is computers. Our future is spreadsheets. Our futures is things that you deal with this stuff. So good job. Hats off to you guys. Several different guest speakers have come from industry. And again, it's secular. Yes. It runs in a cycle. Everything that we do, everything that we bring in, everything that we push out should be, like Mr. Bush said, how do we prepare, and I'm going to throw this in, how do we prepare the next generation of leaders for our great country? Because that's the business we're in. After all is said and done and the sun goes down, that's the business we're in, is producing the next generation of leaders for our great country. Idaho launched in full swing at the high school. Talk about that a little bit. They revamped the hosted program and purchasing new equipment. And if you've been in Bo's class, again, Michael and Eric went in there and they put up these curtains to simulate, to emulate what it would look like in a real hospital room. And I got to be honest with you, I walked in the other day and saw that dummy, and I thought it was a real person. I really did. Of course, I ain't too smart. But FFA, you can read it. 12 students to FFA, National FFA, the event. They finished a trailer. They're starting new projects. Horticulture class times 60 students. That's huge. What do? Christmas cacti. You can read it. Houseplants, poinsettias, floral class, corsages. You can read the rest. Everybody's doing the right thing. That's what I'm so proud of. And you should be too. Everybody's doing the right thing. Carpentry class again, sheds, doghouses, OSHA certifications, name it. Mr. Lundberg's doing it. Robotics again, state competitions, lead to the world. You see what happened last year? Last year, the worlds. Who does that? We do. Auto class, you see a certification. They're doing all things auto-wise. So again, great things going on at the high school in reference to academics. Now, it's not bad though. This is not up there. But I want to leave you with this. And I want you've got to help us with this. The last two board meetings we talked about it. And in February, our board meeting will be at Pioneer School. And we're gonna get it on the record, or we're gonna have to go out for another supplemental levy. Now I know you're saying, you just went out for a planned facility levy. Yes. But I just want to remind us that House Bill 292, right? You saw it come in, you saw some taxes being paid from your taxes last year, right? When House Bill 292 came through last time, they gave us 3 rules. First rule was you got to pay off your bonds. We had no bonds. Second rule was you must pay off your supplemental levy, which we did. That's why you got some money back. So now our supplemental levy runs out in June. So we need to go back out for it now to have it. It's every 2 years. And if you ask yourself, what do you use supplemental levy for? Well, Mr. Fitz, thank you. I'll tell you. It is getting old, isn't it? We're just about done. So how many of you know that how much money Bo and Tyler probably know this, and my admin know we talked about it. How much money that a person has to pay to play in West Ada or other schools like that. I know it's apples and oranges, but I'm getting to my point. They got to pay like $700, $800 to play football per person. They got to pay that much to play basketball. So let me ask you this, staff. How much money do we pay? How much money does a parent have to pay for their kid to play a sport in Weiser? Zero. You know why? Supplemental levy. Transportation costs. The bus we shipped out this morning to go to Idaho Falls. The supplemental levy pays for a portion of that transportation cost. It pays for a portion of the curriculum that we just spent $200,000 on last year for Wonders. Guess what's coming up? It's math time. It's going to be math time to look at new curriculum. What pays for that? Supplemental levy. And I'll leave you with this. The biggest thing that we use our supplemental levy for. We have all-day kindergarten, right? We have 5 teachers. The state only pays us for half of that. So where does the other half of the salaries come from? Supplemental levy. I would never, ever tell you how to vote. But I would say without that, We got to look for the money elsewhere, and that comes in the general budget. And how many of you know that, well, let me ask you this, what percentage of the general budget pays salaries? 80 to 90%, 80, 85%. That's where the general budget goes. So, I don't know how Barb and Kyla and Barb do it, but I just nod. But it's taking money and getting things done that we have to get done. So with that said, I'll leave you with that, but I need your help. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to give some more of these talks about supplemental levy. I want to have some open houses downtown with all my, you're welcome, with all my key leaders there, so they can answer questions if they have them. Other than that, I thank you for what you do for us. My hat's off to you from the bottom of my heart. I love each one of you. I'm proud to be standing here as your superintendent, and I think I got something going on over there.